Over the next few decades, the metaverse will become immensely more advanced and integrated in our daily lives. Some people think the metaverse is just a hype. Others believe it to be the greatest evolution of the internet. Together with the sharpest minds in this space, we are going to explore the future of the metaverse. We want to understand the impacts of this new world, and in this show, we will find the answers. Welcome to Metaverse Mentors.
It's great to be here. And as a quick introduction, I was born and raised in Malaga, Spain, 40 years ago. I graduated in economics, business administration, and I did a master in marketing management. I've been working in marketing for over 12 years. I would say both in B2C and B2B industries. Different industries, different size, different institutions. So I have a broad experience in the corporate side. And I would say 5 years ago, I joined the crypto wave and I started investing in coins and ICOs. And as everybody, I think I got wrecked in many ways, but I learned a lot about the ecosystem. I think during the pandemic in 2020, I believe this was the big deal. So I went seriously into crypto projects, right? I was holding them for long term, researching, reading white papers, so which taught me to, my way through this craziness of coins and tokens and so on. And last year, I think I started exploring NFTs. I didn't jump into several big projects that I could have. Like everybody, we have these regrets. But I learned about the NFTs and how I believe, or in my opinion, they're going to change our lives in many different ways. So in that moment, I took the decision that this is the space where I wanted to be, and DNAVERSE came across. This is a great, I wouldn't say project. This is a company. This is a company founded by another great company, which is called 3D for Science. I think I took the leap of faith, and so far I'm extremely excited for what we are developing and what we are about to deliver to the community.
Thanks for sharing that background, and I think all of us have been wrecked at some point. I think it's part of the journey and perhaps even a necessity to develop the resilience and learn the lessons that you need to learn to understand and take the effort to read white papers more thoroughly and do your homework better than just jumping in arbitrarily in all sorts of projects. So I can relate to that. Also, with regards to the earlier NFTs, I think a lot of us think there would be no one who wish he didn't jump on the Bored API Club or CryptoPunks or some other cool projects. But on the same page, it's still very early, and I think you are also trying to make some impact there. So perhaps you can walk us through gradually into this fascinating project or company, as you properly formulated, about DNAVERSE, what you are trying to do.
Yeah, well, DNAVERSE has been founded by 3D for Science. 3D for Science is a scientific visualization studio that it helps companies in the biotechnology or in the life of science industry to communicate the message much better in a visual and more effective way. And they have been in the market for 10 years. I'm also working with them also for the responsibilities of marketing. And then I just also joined this project as responsible to bring across the message, which is DNAVERSE. DNAVERSE, as I say, is a company creating the first NFT collection fully customized one-to-one based on our real DNA. The collection is 3,200 NFTs as a starting point. As we call it, the bio metaverse, because we believe that the genetization of the bio or the metaverse is something that is going to be really important. And why I say this, because we see an increasing number of bots and AI basically just rolling over every aspect of our life, not only social media, but if you do shopping online or you do any sort of activity online, you will be getting a lot of AI behind involved algorithm. At some point, we believe that the metaverse is going to be also involved in this aspect. It's going to have bots and AI just strolling around and interacting with other people as we do as humans, and it will be really difficult to know who is who. And part of our mission is to human verify our in the metaverse. That's why we call it bio metaverse. The buyers of the first NFT in the collection, they will be this primal community who will be ruling the replication process of the DNA, which is also part of our journey. The 3,200 NFTs are fully centralized, but after that, a replication, a breeding process kicks in, and this is where the things get bigger, because we open in a decentralized way with a DAO, with this passive income, with this metaverse application to basically every field in the digital world, and this is what we are trying to do. And I believe it's a challenge, but at the same time, we believe it's something that it will be necessary.
Yeah, it sounds enormous. It sounds really comprehensive. So I already have a lot of questions on that side already, and I think there's also different components in the process. You say you will be starting with 3,200 NFTs. So can you impact that a bit more? What we as NFT holders or potential NFT holders or people who are looking at the project could expect from this NFT? What's the process behind? What do we have concretely?
But the Genesis drop is going to be 200 only. That is 3,200, as you say. That the first 200 is going to be the Genesis collection, which are based in the essential proteins of life. We create this because we believe that this is the genesis of the metaverse. These 200 crypto proteins will be the initiators of the whole process. They will have the trace. They will have the main benefits are going to be passing down the line to the next I would say lane of collectors. The rest of the general drop is going to be 3,000 DNA passes. It's going to be a minting pass that you will be receiving together with a DNA sample kit. This DNA sample kit, we all know what it is. You just swap your chick, you just send it to a laboratory. They run a report for you, and then they just provide you with these ancestry, health, behavior reports, and so on, that you can know about yourself, your genetics, your predisposition.
Can I ask a question there? Is this because I am actually not familiar, but very interested in doing that, because I'm really curious to learn more about my body and perhaps also my brain. If we do such an analysis, is this particularly physically, or can we also see how we are emotionally
Like
Yeah, exactly. You will receive not only how you feel. I mean, this is an estimation based on your peer groups and in your regions and so on. But you will be receiving full information about your health, not about how you are right now. For example, not about your levels of cholesterol right now, but what is your predisposition, genetic predisposition to be having more alterations on your cholesterol, or for example, if your behavior is more active than passive. This is all in your genetics, right? Because at the same time, you have hormones, you have the genetics that you are inherit from your ancestor. They're giving you these sort of traits. As we see in the NFTs, they have these traits and rarities as well. I actually got mine last week because I was running, I was swabbing my cheeks and getting my report. And one of them, you see these molecules, how you call it, the endorphins, the levels of endorphins that you receive. They don't tell you how you are right now, but they say that this is the tendency you will have in the future, which it could influence about depression. It could influence about the activity that you have. If you are more propense to do a sport or be more passive. This is all included in the report, which is actually what you receive doing our process as well.
because
it sounds like there's a lot of elements in that report from that analysis. How long does it take to acquire those results?
Around 15 days, no more than that.
So approximately 2 weeks.
Around 2 weeks. Yeah, the way it is, which is actually pretty good, because it's a sensitive information, right? It's about ourselves. We are giving our DNA to somebody else. So the way we do it is just kind of QR code that you receive the package first of all, and with a QR code and instruction how to do the swap and so on. Which, by the way, I think we are all familiar nowadays, because we know the COVID test actually taught us how to do it ourselves, and it's pretty easy and pretty straightforward. And then you do the whole process anonymously. You just need an email to register in the website because you need to access to your information. But apart from that, you don't give any data. You don't give any information, personal details. You don't give anything. You don't enter any details. And then once you receive but you get an email, that you can access to the platform and see your whole report. And that's it. The sample gets destroyed by the laboratory, and this data is not shared with third parties for commercial purposes, which is in our case, I think is really important because we are the owners of the information. We don't consent that anybody else is using this. And at the same time, we as at DNAVERSE, we don't touch this information. We don't see it, we don't manage, we don't host it, we don't do anything with it. The way we work, as I was explaining before, once you get this part of this general drop, which is 3,000 DNA passes, as we call it, you receive your DNA. Once you get this report, we have created a software, an algorithm that the laboratory straight away is going to input some numbers, some details in this software. And the software is going to give us an output, not your information, an output that we can use to customize, fully customize an NFT, which is we call it DNR. It's going to be a representation, a fully customized one-to-one artistic representation of what you are. I can show you some images, so maybe you can share with your audience as well. You can see this in movement in our website, dnaverse.io. You can see it in movement. What you see is what you are. You have the details, you have your trace, you have QR code. Everything is what you are in your genetics.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm hearing here actually, because it sounds like I can extrapolate my entire body, my entire flesh here into an NFT. So I'm kind of startled.
Yeah, let me give you an example. Imagine that you have blue eyes, blonde hair, you're 190, and so on and so on. You have like 50, I would say, variables that you are yourself. Mm-hmm. We transform this visually. So you will have this in a visualization that you can see, okay, this is myself. You don't know that is yourself because there is no personal information. You don't see your face. But whoever has this as a profile or as an NFT, you know that is yourself. You can actually pass them down to your kids. So your kid can inherit an NFT with your own genetics, right? And something that we are actually highlighting a lot to our community when they have this question is what will happen with the report, with the data behind. We don't upload metadata in the NFT. We transform the metadata visually, so the NFT is actually the DNA. Why? Because the metadata of your DNA is even more sensitive. It's something that we offer optionally. If you really want to have it on your blockchain, we are exploring ways to do it, but we will provide it for the community. But it's not our main purpose. Our purpose is that you have your DNA customized. And why I'm saying this, because down the line with this DNA, you can actually stake it. We are creating a model, a business model that is sustainable. You can stake the DNRs and the cryptoproteins and initiate the replication process, which is the breeding process. And then, as I said, this 3,200 NFT collection is going to be the only one centralized. After that, only those owners are going to be the one controlling the replication process. And then everybody down the line is going to be decentralized. You will need to go to our market lab, use these different ones, one cryptoprotein, one DNR, choose the trace that you want, because some of them they have rarities and so on. You will be able to choose one of those and create your own DNR. If that's what you do, you will have a level 1. The level 0 is going to be these 3,200. From now on, you will be level 2, level 3, level 4, levels, etc. And this is going to create, I would say, the ancestry, the origins of the biometaverse, as we call it. And this is one of the benefits that we have been putting in our whatever we are developing as we speak. And not only that, you will be able to geneticize with your DNA NFT another collection. Let's say you have I don't want to name any other collection, obviously, but you have an animal in an NFT. You will be able to combine this one with the DNR that you have and transform it in your, I would say, in a similar way that the mutant apes are doing with the serum. You will be able to fully customize your NFT with your DNA, with the way you look. Plus, going to the metaverses, you have an avatar. You will be able to fully customize your avatar with your DNA, not looking like the DNA you have in NFT, but transforming this avatar. It's there are many applications down the line that for the short term it might sound crazy, but we don't see this going so much farther than 5-10 years down the line.
To me, it sounds actually extremely bullish. However, I do have a couple of concerns and questions, which I will definitely put forward to you. And the question I have here now, you talked about crypto proteins. Can you drill down a bit into that component? So what I understand now is you have the entire process, you submit your data, or at least the request from what you extract here in your mouth, what you explained, to the laboratory. They then convert that data, the metadata, so they don't see that, into a piece of art in a DNA form, which is tokenized or turned into an NFT. So I understand that part. And then you started talking about crypto proteins. Can we pick up from there?
Absolutely. No, we call it the crypto proteins because the 200 essential proteins for life, they have the same. We replicate this in the exact same body structure as those in real life. I mean, there is something is called Protein Data Bank. It's an international renowned scientific organization that they dictate how these proteins they look like or they are. So we replicate those one to one. We model those in 3D. As you go to the website, you can see some example. And we use those as the starter point, the starting point of the I would say collection and the whole biometaverse. These crypto proteins they contain the grandfather traits of all the DNRs that are going to be merged down into the blockchain and down the line. Okay, so the crypto proteins the holder will receive a DNR NFT as well, as I said, with genotype 0, because those are the ancestors. Those are jumping in early, as somebody jumped into Amazon 20-25 years ago. It may sound crazy, but it's going to be changing how we shop nowadays. This is the same. I think we are living in a sort of a metaverse already. The only difference is that we are not wearing goggles yet. At some point, this is going to be initiating this sort of process, and some people, I believe many people, will be feeling that is needed. It's something is needed to humanize more the metaverse, the way we are living in.
Yeah, the listeners will probably think that I'm complete fool because I asked this question again. Because what I understand, there is an NFT. I understand the protein part and the components from how it's extracted into science. But the crypto protein, will that be also a separate NFT, or is that like a mechanic or a variable that is used as an input, or how should I understand that?
Yeah, the crypto proteins are on a separate NFTs. There are 200 NFTs. They look nothing to they are nothing to do with DNA. They're just proteins. They are rotating. They are molecules. They are really visually really sexy. And the design, our designer did a super great job. Those are NFTs, separate NFTs. In order to replicate, to initiate the breeding process down the line, you will need one of these crypto proteins because they are wearing the trait, and one of the DNRs. If you're a holder of the crypto proteins, one of the only 200, there will be no more of the 200. You will also receive a DNA pass, which it comes with a DNA sample kit, and it will give you a DNR. Basically, you will be having a crypto protein NFT, and for the same amount that you are investing, you will get also a DNR. So in theory, you could yourself initiate your own replication process. If you want to give this to somebody, to your kids or to your wife, to some friends, you can basically combine your both together and replicate a new one. And this is the beauty of it, right? We are initiating the origins of life in the metaverse, because then you will have maybe your whole family having a DNR, and they own themselves. They can take this DNR and find in our market lab a crypto protein and create a new one. And then we start growing this. We're mapping out the whole replication of life in the metaverse, and this is our goal.
I think we're gonna do a second podcast for this because this is so incredibly fascinating and complex at the same time that I feel like I need a concentration pill to kind of decipher it in my mind. But I'm starting to get there, Juan, and you're doing a tremendous job at simplifying it. But to reiterate here, the first 200 NFT holders are the uniquely ones that get the crypto proteins. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, got it. And then my follow-up question here is, if we are trying to, as you formulate beautifully, humanize the metaverse with those attributes, why are there only 3,400? Why is this not an entire business to sell as a service for the metaverse to help to humanize potentially the globally?
Because there are many collections that do 10,000, 15,000, and this project is not in the need of getting this massive NFT collection, because our goal is basically to have this centralized collection, which is 3,200, and then create a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, which is let's let life to grow by himself, as happens in our real world. At the beginning, we were born or made in Africa somehow, and from there the life gets expanded by itself. And this is the same way we do it. The way we create it is because it's sustainable. If we create a larger collection, it will get not very sustainable because it will be less scarce. As I said, we could have created 10,000 crypto proteins, but then we are not talking about the same rarity. We are talking about the same traits. What we want to give is these 200 crypto proteins. All of them are different. They have a different name. They have a different function. They have a trait of rarity that you can rank them from 1 to 200. They're not like 5 and 5 and 5 groups of 20, for example. All of them are different. So all of them are going to give you a different trait. Why? Because then the process down the line is going to start. In English, the word is not diversify, but it's I don't know. I think in genetics it's called when you really impregnate each other within a community, the seed can get contaminated. This is the way we see as well. And then these 3,200, they will be the only ones having the possibility of replicate life. This is how we create it, because otherwise, I'm talking about exponential mathematicians here. It's like it will start exploding down the line. Imagine you have 5, and those 5 replicate another 5, and then exponentially will start growing. And we cannot just create a collection that big. It's unsustainable. You cannot control this. We have some percentage for the passive income system. Everything will be the pool. That we have some sort of ideas like tokenomics and so on. You need to be really, really careful how you provide liquidity to these people and to these pools. And if you really, I've seen other projects that you start with an idea and then you run out of I would say tokens, liquidity, and so on, and then the thing get out of control. You need to migrate. You need to start pivoting. This has been thought pretty much. I said we have a team of scientists working together with the designer, with NFT experts, and yeah, we have created this model that is actually what we believe will be the starting point and become efficient in the system.
Thanks for that explanation. A thought that comes on my mind, Juan, I think there's a couple of types of people and reasons why people are buying NFTs. If I'm hearing this concept, I would be even willing to buy that without the NFT, because I'm just curious to learn more about myself and hold that information. But you are taking it even to the next level. So, but at the same time, there's a limited amount of NFTs. It's attached or connected to my body. And how I see it, there's NFTs who like to flip and to see what it can economically do. There's people who buy NFTs to become part of a community, have those benefits. And there's NFTs with some utility or for gaming. Where do you see this project gravitate more towards, or perhaps on more areas?
Well, I think we are moving, or as you say, gravitating between several circles, right? Because you could use our NFTs as a PFP. You could use it to flip value. This is not what we are expecting, because we are providing enough utility and enough value to the holders not to do it, right? If you hold and you stake with your NFTs from the centralized collection, you will be able to enjoy this benefit. If you sell them, then you will be out and somebody else will benefit from this.
Can you explain that? Can we just stand still there with the benefit? Because you said you could. Is the benefit about staking that you mentioned earlier? Is that the main financial benefit, so to say, apart from the community learning?
For you to understand, we are not in the business of DNA sample kits, right? There are many companies doing this. We are just partnering up with different laboratories that actually very good at doing this. They have the whole process in place. This is not our business. Our business is to provide this solution to impregnate or to modify the NFTs with the DNAs. As I say, after you sell we sell the collection, the breeding process starts, and then it's when the passive income start kicking into those holders, right? Basically, you will have this enough rewards to stake, not only the passive income, but you will be part of the DAO. You will be part of the decentralized organization, which it will decide where the funding are going. We can allocate this to charity. We can allocate to research and science, which is one of our plans, which is to provide enough resources to create decentralized science, as they call it, this side. And the community, we hope that it will be a like-minded people, both interested in NFT and science, and they will be basically kicking this project together. Not only that, I mean, once you become part of the community, one of the traits, there are different traits, for example, is called nutrition or health. It's part of the cryptoproteins, and those people, they will receive an special, I would say, rewards on their own health. They will have professional attending them for health, for example, and for the behavioral, there will be some sort of community travel. So the people with the same trait, they will be able to get together and network, enjoy some sort of holidays. We have a sort of package behind. So the community, it's feeling that it's being part of something bigger, not only about NFT, flip it, get secondary market, which you also could. The NFTs is the state that we are I would say putting in place is not a fixed stake or something solid. It's you just unstake it and sell it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It seems a bit weird for me to acquire your DNA as an NFT, for example.
Let me
it's like cannibalizing or something.
Yeah, but let me explain that, because I've been getting this question a lot. What about if you have your DNR, which is your DNA, right? And you are genotype 0, which is part of the first initial collection. You will be able to enjoy this passive income. And one day you're like, okay, you know what? I need the money. I don't want this anymore. I can sell it. The price of this is going to be much higher than those are the level 0, level 2, 3, 4, 5 down the line that have been replicating for many months or after so many trades. The price of this one will be much higher than you bought. That's for sure. If this happens, you have the choice to eliminate, to burn your DNA. And then the person that buys this DNR, they will receive a new DNA sample, and we create a new one. And that DNA is going to be also level 0, right? Mm-hmm. So these 3,000 people that buy a DNA pass and they get a DNR, they will be always level 0. These 3,000, you can exchange the DNA. So the way it looks, it will be different, right? And in case you say, you know what, I don't feel safe anymore. I don't like this anymore. I don't want to have this anymore. I wanted to give it to my kids, but I don't want it anymore. Then you can just sell it, and then we just replace it. And this is part of also of our process of replicating new DNRs that are also in levels that have been already pre-made.
I see. And where does the staking happen? Do you have your own decentralized application, or where does it happen?
No, we are probably, I think we are still in discussion on that, but probably we are developing our own application.
Okay, that evokes even another question. I'm unpacking this project step by step. So, with how I hear there's science involved. You are a marketing professional with 12 years experience. There's some development, designers. How big is the team?
Well, the DNAVERSE team, we are around 6 people. And the team in 3D for Science, which is the father company that creates the spin-off, the DNAVERSE, around 20, 25, you including us, because some of us.
So we are talking about 25 people approximately.
25 people. Yeah, we have gaming designers, we have 2 scientists, we have architects, we have 3D designer, modelers. I mean, on the art or the artistic part, I'm not really aware of the titles, but yeah, you can go to the website and you can check our faces, our LinkedIn's, and then you go through 3D for Science. You also can check the number of people around.
Well, this is really one of the most serious projects starting out that I've seen as an NFT so far. I've rarely come across a white paper, an NFT project that started out with 25 people, which for me begs also the question, because this seems to me incredibly expensive, also from the human resources side, but also the process side of acquiring that report. How confident, or what do you see the business model is there to sustain that? Because I think there's a lot of cost that needs to be, to be break even.
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, one of the problems nowadays in the NFT market is like everybody can do an NFT collection, right? And then you just go there, you sell it, and you start developing. We are a self-funded project. We have no investors except for privately what we have been doing ourselves. We are not selling first, developing afterwards. All right. So this is part of already what you see has already been developed via smart contract, design, etc. Yeah, it's like, as you say, it's extremely costly, but this is what it is. It's a company. We are starting a company that is going to be down the line for many years, and to do this right, you need to invest resources. Unfortunately, it will be much better. It will be way less, but the way we have designed the business model is going to be not only the NFT collection is going to be covering part of the initial investment, but also it's going to allow us to continue this project down the line, which is initiating the passive income. Each passive income is a percentage of this. Minimal percentage is going to be being reverted to us, so we can reinvest this in the company. The secondary market is going to have a royalty as well on the sales, which also they're going to be kicking into the holders. And there's a series of things that we have planned to make it sustainable.
I see. So there's there has been some thinking behind it. Great to hear that. And on which chains are you operating? Is it Ethereum, Polygon, or?
Yeah. The crypto protein is the Genesis collection is going to be on Ethereum, and the rest is going to be done in Polygon. We believe that at least today, every serious project and every reviewed project is on Ethereum. For different reasons, but afterwards, when the volumes get much higher, obviously due to gas fees and some of the other problems, I think Matic Polygon is going to be the one that is going to provide a way better solution to expand this exponentially.
I see. And when important question as well.
No, sorry. By the way, it's something that we are considering and we are almost agreed upon. We are also multi-chain. We're going to be cross-chain the project. I say this, for example, if you have an avatar on Solana or any other chain, we're going to be able to replicate the DNA on that NFT and give it to you one for free, right? This is something that we are also studying because we don't want to stay all in Ethereum and Polygon. We want to expand this cross-chain, not only also the metaverses, because let's not forget that we are working with the metaverse. One of our first office is going to be open in Matrix Wall. We already have the plots, and we will be announcing this shortly. But we don't want to stop in there. You have many metaverses and in every different chain, and this is a must, I would say.
I think that's a huge value proposition. So if I have a Polygon NFT, you are able, if I want to connect with Solana, to kind of transfer that. To become multi-chain.
Yeah, absolutely. This is also in our plans. Yeah.
When is this project going to become live?
When does it stop? We are initiating the process now. Probably by June, you will have the first drop. The crypto proteins, it will be by June. I would say Q2, ending Q2, and then the whitelist will be opening. I mean, we have the Discord already activated. We have some community already. Their whitelist will be probably by next month. Will be opening. And by the way, this is something that we want to be clear on. We are not restricting the whitelist. I've seen many projects that you really need to do so many things on Discord and level up and tasks. And we believe in the project that people want to believe in the project as well, right? And we want those people in. We are democratizing this. As we're talking about decentralized science, we're talking about decentralized, I'll say, democratic process, which is if you are in, you're interested, and you meet the criteria, you will be in.
But if I was the brilliant mind behind this project, then I would call already 100 friends who can enter that whitelist. So do you not just, is it not kind of strategic to, let's see how far we can go with Metaverse Mentors. But that's unique actually. So there's no restrictions. If we are following the messaging in the Discord, we can submit and enroll for the whitelist.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and one of the things also that we are actually kicking in within 2-3 weeks is going to be a separate collection. It's going to be a scientific collection. We call it biocards or crypto cards. I think it's called biocards now. We try to give this scientific bio character, and it's going to be based on the human cells. So it's gonna be sort of like a gamification for the community that just for the sake of being there or participating a bit with that, you're gonna get this NFT for free. This is sort of like a giveaway to not only to compensate the effort, but to see that scientifically we are the one. We don't want to be come across like, yeah, you're doing DNA sample piece. So no, we are a scientific studio that we are being backed up by a reputation of 10 years, working with major clients worldwide. And this is part of it. We are not here to make a quick buck. We are here to provide a certain value and to start opening dialogue and discussion with the NFT and the scientific world.
Okay. If you can share the link of that lost NFT, please share it. Then I will send
it to you. We are working on the landing page. It's going to be within our page, but it's not ready yet. But say we are. If you join our Discord, you can share with the audience. Everybody will be able to access those. I mean, it's going to be a limited collection of 8 biocards based on human cells, and if you happen to collect the 8 of them, we will generate a mother cell NFT, which it will give you the same rights in the community as a crypto protein holder or a DNA holder.
Interesting. What I'm also curious about, because you have such extensive marketing experience from the Web3 world, now we are entering the Web3 era. What do you see as different, and what do you think about the dynamic that there's a lot of hype on Twitter, Discord? The average age is also pretty young. It's not necessarily only seniors. It's quite there is some teenage NFT millionaires that are top experts in this landscape. How do you view this world through a marketing lens?
Well, in order to understand the evolution of marketing, we need to define Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3, right? Because all of them, they fall under the same umbrella. Web 1 was purely centralized system, bunch of pages connected to each other, almost unidirectional. You will get this message from big companies using maybe Yahoo or Excite or companies like this. There was little interaction. And Web 2 is when companies like Google and Facebook were coming in and start building amazing product on top of the internet, right? Giving this social sense that we know today. This is the world we're living today. The advertising is very effective because it's based on data collection. So it's way more customized and based on your preferences and searches and what you like, what you dislike. But the power was gathered always around these companies, right? They will have control of, I'm not really This is not a negative connotation. It's just the way it is. These companies are gathering information and they're just controlling the way it works. But Web3 is this logical evolution, right? Has shifted into decentralization, giving the power to create or design it, like yourself. You're doing this podcast and you're just gaining the power of what you're doing. You're still running on some platform, but in the future you will be able to run your own show in a decentralized platform, right? Any successful NFT collection, they are community based, and they're just gathering a bunch of like-minded people. The question is, for marketing in Web3, how can we add value to this community? How we can listen to them, and by doing so, we provide a solution for them or a product that we can actually foster. We can foster this community to create retention, to foster advocates for the brand, and to do many other things. And yeah, the Web3 marketing is about building out your audience and building out the community. And the key is to do effective communication so you can own this audience, right? If you manage to do this, which is in my opinion the $1 million question, nobody can take away that from you, because they will be part of your product and yourself. You can be in different ones, but in that one you will be the one. This is my community. This I feel identified with. And at the same time, well, this brings, I mean, it raises the bar out, right? You need to pace up with your strategy, because you need to constantly keep doing a great job what you're doing. You create better content, as well as the quality of your product and your services, how you provide those. So I think the marketing, the challenges that we have nowadays, I mean, there are many, but there are a ton of projects of companies out there. So they're doing effective communication to transmit these benefits is much more difficult. It has always been, but the approach needs to be bi-directional. You always be asking but offering, requesting but giving. You know, this is sort of interaction with the community. Only this will give you the opportunity to stand out and to eliminate this noise and understand how to do things 10 times better. You need to listen to the community and do everything as they requested. One of the things that I would say the DAOs have to be working on is how to sort of centralize certain decisions, but let the community to decide on those, because otherwise we could fall into anarchy, and the service of the company could be maybe shifting away too much from the initial idea, which in some ways could be beneficial, but maybe in some others it could be not. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I'm being just dragging myself away in many different fields. But just in short, I think marketing is in general is always lacking a bit in Web3. We tend to follow great initiatives and then replicate, and I believe marketing needs to catch up with the evolution of markets and not with the evolution of single actions as we are seeing nowadays.
Definitely answers my question, even more satisfactory than I could have desired. So thanks for that explanation. Looking forward to the future and kind of heading to wrapping up. What are you most excited about? And we don't have a crystal ball, of course, but what do you foresee in the probably coming 5 to 10 years?
You mean in general, or with our project, or how you?
Yeah, great question. I think pertaining to the metaverse and also the confluence of science, blockchain, health, these areas.
Okay. Well, I'm not an expert in the metaverse or on blockchain. I just know what I know, right? I've been in the space for many years.
No one is.
No one is, right? If somebody tells you that, they're lying. I mean, there's some good, I would say, expert, but are no gurus around, even though some claim to be. We are just learning by doing. So regarding the metaverse, I think we are already living in any sort of metaverse, right? Whether it's a social media or online shopping or gaming platform, we are there. The development of the technology that we see nowadays, the blockchain, is pushing us faster towards these uncharted territories, right? It's an explored territory that we are just jumping in right now. It might sound crazy, to tell my parents that they will be shopping or going to movies in a theater in the metaverse. But when you think about it, are we not doing that already? I mean, you're not just going to Amazon and doing that, or just putting Netflix in your own house And this is sort of like a metaverse already. This is in your house. You choose what you want. We all have I don't know, you know the concept of digital twins, which exactly. They are based on our preferences, our hobbies, our interests. The metaverse is just this logical evolution of technology, and slowly but surely is making it possible. Will this be for everybody to be putting VR goggles and jumping in? Maybe not now, but because we're not used to it, as we were not used to click on Netflix 10 years ago. You would be just still going to the video store or even going online to some movies. So online banking, for example, has been practically phased out. You are not going to the banks anymore. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get us there. Maybe 10, maybe 30 years, maybe 5. We don't know. But there are really good solutions already out there that you can actually just jump in and enjoy with other people. Maybe the graphics are not still there yet, but the progress is quite fast. I don't know if you're familiar with the platform Spatial.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we are also opening our own gallery there. We have our space, so we are opening the DNAVERSE gallery, so you can just go there and see the proteins and see what we're doing, how the process works. We're working on it. Because this is this immersive experience that we are trying to provide. We are in the metaverse. That doesn't mean that we need to be in, I don't want to name any, but Decentraland or you don't need to name always the big one. You can also create your own one, your own little experience out there. And for the DNAVERSE, it is our approach for the time being, and it will be, as I say, expanding to Matrix Wall and any other. So, as I say, the metaverse is coming, either you like it or not. I think the only way to acquire certain services is going to be also shifting to the metaverse. If you are not there, you won't be able to access those. Like, for example, some special Nikes or some special shoes, only exclusively done for the metaverse. So would you do it? I believe so. I believe the consumption and our desire will be pushing us in that direction. That's in the metaverse. In the NFT world, honestly, today I was talking to somebody about a pool of patents. So you can actually join and see all the utility patents that so many companies are giving to this pool to be used, and they are actually tokenized. They are NFT tokenized, and those get rewarded with tokens for each utility patent they receive. And at the same time, they create this community of innovation and collaboration of investors, companies, and utility partners, providers, I would say, which is also mind blowing, right? Because you just can go there and tokenize anything, tokenize your house, tokenize your insurance policy. You can start doing whatever you want. So, in my opinion, NFT is going to change the world, if not doing it already.
I think it's definitely already doing that. Thanks for that inspirational portrait of your possible future. Do you have perhaps a message, Juan, that you would like to share before we wrap up, or some insight that you would like to give us?
Well, first of all, I really enjoy the conversation. I think it was quite fluent, and it's great to see somebody like you, like, really interested and going thoroughly through the white paper. I know the DNAVERSE is not an easy product to understand, but once you understand it, I think it's mind blowing. I think we are creating something with utility, because if you don't provide utility, I think you won't survive. I'm talking about blockchain, I'm talking NFT, I'm talking about metaverse. Whatever it is in this life, you need to provide some sort of utility to the community behind. If you are interested, as yourself, if you have 100 friends to jump into the collection, please join our Discord, join our Twitter. We will be happy to answer all your questions. We are there every day. We might not be super active on a minute basis, but we're trying to answer every question. We have videos coming with tutorials, or sort of like a guide through how this works, to make more understandable the process and what is ahead of us. We're happy to welcome you. As I say, whitelist is opening within, I would say, next 6-8 weeks. We want to democratize this. There we go. DNAVERSE, the origins of the bio metaverse.
Fair.